Okay, today we will see the few more admin advanced related concepts,
Yeah.
how to use the environments and how to define the environments and how to modify those environments at runtime without deploying the process and again and again. And also we'll see how to set up schedules. Okay, let's go back. Okay, first we'll try to understand why we need to use the extensions. That's the first we need to understand the basic reason why we are going for an extension. An extension is basically you basically will call it as global variables and other things. There are runtime properties. We call it as. It means there are few properties you might be defining environment specific, and when you are moving from one environment to the environment, you will these values need to be changed. Let's say you are connecting to a database or SFTP, or it might be some Salesforce connection, whatever it is. You might be provided with one set of credentials for SIT, one set of credentials for UAT, one set of credentials for production. So what exactly happens is, if once you deploy your application in SIT and you will be testing, you'll be connecting to an SIT endpoint, and then when you are ready to move that same deployment to the UAT or next higher environments, you are not supposed to come back to a build tab and edit all your editing all your existing connections and redeploying again to higher environment. That is not the expected things. So let me deploy one of the process here. Salesforce account query. Okay, so what this process is doing, it queries all the account from the Salesforce, and then it's load the data into a report, as well as it will send the message to queue. After that, there is one more process that already been running, that is loaded the data to the queue to the as generate the file. Once it is receives the file, and then it where is that atom queue connector, this one. Here is a listen action. Once the file comes, it automatically generates the file in SFTP server. Okay, now let's assume that. So this is where exactly we need to define an extension here. Always we need to define an extension in build tab. Click on an extension first. You can see what can do an extension here is uh, you can define a connection here. You can define a partner settings. This is basically for B2B EDA. You can ignore these things. So connection means it automatically scans your process. Automatically it can scans your process and list out all the connections, that is list out all the unique connection that is being used in your process. Here in this case, I have used three connections here. I have used three connections here. So MariaDB, database, Salesforce, SFQ component. So let me just select all the things. I will not select driver type. Only these two things, a few things only. Connection URL, class name. That's all I just wanted to do. Remaining things I don't want to touch. So that will okay. Next, go for Salesforce. Select all. This one. Okay. And if you want to use any dynamic process properties or something, you can define the dynamic process properties. This is a component. Just there is no much difference. Only thing is, as I told you earlier, right? So dynamic process property means you will always type the property name whenever you're setting and whenever you are retrieving it again. So it's become more cumbersome, and a developer, as part of an integration process, you will be defining a lot of the properties. So each and every time remembering and copy pasting is a headache for the developer. So that's why Bhumi understand this problem and created a property called process properties component. This one basically, you can create what properties you want to create. You create it, and you can use the drop down button, so it automatically get those values. That's one. Object definitions, these are if any maps you want to make it, if any maps you want to make it, then you can make it extension. So what exact data maps here? This is object, means is account, account, account. This is a profile, object profiles. This is a map, cross reference tables, certificates, anything you want. So all you just need to select these things, whatever you want to do, change or do update at runtime. So once things you cannot update at runtime. I'll show object definitions. Add an object definition. Okay, something is asking for profiles. Okay. So as of now, we only specified the connections. Okay, now let's click on OK. Option I already showed you. So if you want to pass a values, right, for the if you want to pass a values for the extensions, when you're running in build tab, this is where exactly you need to pass. You can see, since you already since we already selected only these columns, even though database connection has n number of columns like pooling options or connection pooling, other things, only these things only visible to me. It means if I just select use value, I can change my value at any time. Whatever the username I want to pass to the database connection, that will be passed. So this will, whatever the values that you are going to pass it here, right? These values will be overridden overridden the actual values you specify in the connection level. So this will be, if you don't specify, it will take whatever is mentioned here in the connection, it will be take default. But if you pass it here, right, if you pass it here, if you pass it here, it will override the connection, whatever you define in connection components, we will call it as the default values. So it will override the default values. This is the place. Okay, now let's go and deploy this one. Okay, so now deployed it here. Okay, after deployment, where to change these things, that's very important. Okay, now go ahead. So you click on the environment always. You click on the environment. Here you can see environment extensions. Environment extensions. In the environment extensions, you can filter all the process. You can, if you select all, it will show you connection components from all the process. But if you want to filter it by process, then only the extensions enabled specific to this process will be listed out here. In the connection, you can see all these things are available. So what you need to do, if you want to change any value, right, you just need to click on uncheck, okay, and then click on save. That's all you need to do, so that your extension will be saved. You don't need to come back to a build tab, change it, save it, redeploy it. You don't need to do all these things. Whatever values you want to change it at runtime, you can just come to an environment, select the environment, click on environment extensions, and first, in order to change this environment extension, first we need to make these things as an extensible, make available as an extensions that need to be enabled in build tab. After that, you can come back and you can change these values. This is a, and once you change this, right, it won't ask you to redeploy and it won't ask you to restart. After you change, after change, then whatever the process is triggered after that, they will take these latest values. So you can do all these things. What are properties defined for this? Everything will be available. Mostly PGP that you might be specifying properties might be, values that you will be defining, and maybe it might be, if you are using HTTP client connector, some kind of an ID you want to pass runtime, API key, or if you are connecting to any if you're as part of any, you want to store any config related thing, property values, You will define all these things is a dynamic process property or process properties, and apart from connections. So this you can change it at runtime anytime using the extensions. This is the main important. So I already deployed a process. You want to see here, you can go and see deployed process here. Okay, it's already deployed now. Now there are two ways. As of now, this process is deployed and it is not a web service based process. So we need to either run the process manually, or we need to set up a scheduling here. First, I'll run the manually. We have two options. This is a one way you can execute the process. You can see the execution here. It will take some time to refresh this. And also you can also execute the same option here. You also execute the same process here. Select the atom, select the process and click on execute. So even you can execute the process execution account query started. You can see the first process is triggered. First process account query started. It has a atom queue connector, and after, as soon as it send an atom queue connector, it also send this one. So now you can see first time is I started this one from atom management, and second time this one is started from execute process here. So you want to see the process state here? Yes, you can go and see how many shapes got executed, everything. You can able to track it from here. But one more thing, this process state will be truncated if your process is executing in n number of documents or n number of iterations, right? It will be let's say you have a branch with the two branches, two paths. The first let's go for the branch spanned process. So you can see try document 1:1. It means that it is executing for the first time, and only one document is executed. If you set up an try catch, right? If you set up an retry, you will see this span, this try document 1:1, 2:1, 3:1, something like that. How many times it retry? It will show those many number of times. Okay, after that, they executed map, and then it executed database connector. Second, it just send out an SMS, send out a message to the atom queue connector, and then you can just see this how these things got executed. And I'll show you now how to set up a schedule here. So manually, you can set up a process to trigger at every 1 minute or something, every 2 minutes. Then process will be automatically gets triggered. Okay, now go back to atom management. Select the atom, go for deployed processes. And one thing is you cannot set up a schedule. You see, these all are web service processes. You don't see an option at all. You see, this thing also listen action means for all listen actions you cannot set schedules here. But whereas you can just click on this one, you can see execute process, stop schedule, edit schedules, edit process properties. The same you execute process also you're not able to see for listen actions because it automatically gets started based on some event occurrence. Now edit schedules. Edit schedules. So what this edit schedule will do is this is you're going to set up a scheduling here. So the Boomi is supported two kind of schedule. One is simple scheduling. Other one is advanced. In advanced in the sense, basically it go for what is that cron job. Example. So this is basically you'll be used cron job is there in Linux level, so you can set up the cron jobs. So basically, it follows some kind of an expression. So with a simple schedule, you cannot able to achieve that one. All the possible combinations, but at least you can using the cron job, you can able to set up your job expressions at all possibilities. So there are some, this is a kind of an export, this is kind of an expression symbol here. It follows here. So first one will be, I think ulta it is, ulta it is there, I think. You can see this one. First one is, it's something like year, week, month, day of month, minute, second, something like that. Okay. You can see, if you see expression like this, you said, right? Fire at 12 p.m. You see, 12 p.m. It means seconds, minute, hour, and then month. You can see here seconds. For first one is seconds, next one is minute, next one is hours, next one is day of month, which month, next one is day of month means like 1 to 30 you need to give. So which month and which week you want to start. So year, this is the one. So if you look at this one, since you mentioned 12 p.m., it fired for 12 p.m. every day, because this we put as for the day of month we put as a start means all days, and this will month as a put as a, and one more thing is this is a month one. This also we specified as a day of week, means day of week means any day. It's not expect Saturday, Sunday, something like that. So it means every day, and it will get fire at 12 p.m. If you see this one, right, something, this is bit different. This is 10:15, it will get triggered 10:15 every day. But if you see something, right, so 10:15 only for 2005 year will get triggered 10:15 every day during the year 2015. This is something like every 2 p.m. it will get triggered. You can see, for every minute starting at 2 p.m. and ending at 2:59 p.m. Every day it will get triggered. Wherever you see in hour 2 means for continuously for 1 hour, from the 2 to 2:40 2:59 it will get triggered. This one will means for in 2, instead of triggering every minute, trigger for every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes will get triggered, something like that. There are a lot of things are there. So even you can set up, you can, so here this is 10 to 15, 10:15 it will trigger, but only Monday to Friday it will trigger. The Saturday, Sundays will be ignored. So like this, all possibilities you can able to achieve with the cron job. But when you click on add, right, so there are things are there. What I mean to say simple means minute, hour, day. These are simple one. When you go to advanced, whatever the expression I showed you, you can set up the cron job here. So let's set up for a simple one, day. Okay, day. Okay, minute. Okay, we'll go for minute. So we cannot wait for such time. 1 minute, start time, end time. Okay, we'll put it as start time. End time also we'll put it as, somewhere. We'll put it as, we'll take whole day. Okay, we'll take whole day, every 1 minute. So this is the least time you can set up a schedule. So it's not Saturday, Sunday. So you can just click on OK. That's all you need to do. Now process is scheduled. So you want to see schedules? You can see what happened. Why this is not saved? Okay, schedule saved now. Okay, let's click on here. You can see schedule saved. It means 12 to 11:59, means 12 a.m. to 11:59 every minute, and 5 of 7 days, means excluding Saturday, Sunday. Every minute it will get triggered. And if anything is got failure, right, if this during this schedule, if any process got failed and you want to reprocess that again, you need to go for retry one. How many times you want to retry, you can set, and you can set up the same scheduling again. Means if you, let's say your process is running and process got failed, let's say your job is running for every 1 hour and it some instances got failed. So what it will do, it you want to do consolidation, all the things, all the scheduled failed process you want to process at midnight, something like that. So then you can set up the schedule one job here. And even if you want to go for advanced thing, something similar thing, what you want to do, you want to done for every 1 minute, every 1 minute you can, if you want to put all the things, you can put star, or else we can put 1 to 5. So Monday to Friday we put star. So every day. So we'll see schedule saved here. Okay, schedule saved here. Now let's click on edit. So the process will be triggered. The process will be triggered. Edit schedules. This process might have already. What happened? So we overridden the existing one. Okay, fine, no issues. So we'll just see process got triggered or not. You can see triggered process got triggered. You can see process triggered with scheduling. This is how it looks like. It already triggered for 2 minutes. If you might, if you just go to your database, right, the process might have run many times. You might have seen that a lot of, you can see, might be duplicate, but still can you can say 108 rows are there. So you can just click on refresh, or it will be auto refresh every minute. And you have options, all these options you can use it. And so mostly we'll use these things only in real time, but if you want to use any queue management, already I showed you these things. And sometimes if you want to download log files, right, you will download log files. If you got some error and you're not able to identify, you want to debug the process, something, you enable those properties what I showed you yesterday or earlier, and tracing properties, and go to logs. Here you can download the atom logs, so you will able to get the complete details. Okay, these are the things. So you want me to explain the POC process? Hello.